Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dirt Racing Network. As tonight we're here for round number 8 in the season. We're kicking it off here at Charlotte, the dirt track at Charlotte. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and I'm going to be your host for tonight. And as always, the man behind the cameras, the man pushing all the buttons, the man who makes my job very easy, none other than the illustrious Mike Peterson. He is out here as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here tonight. I hope you all are strapped in, holding on tight, and ready for some outstanding action to take place here tonight. We got Dustin Helms checking in. Seems like it's been a while since he was here, so glad to have you back, Dustin Helms. Glad to see you checking in as well on Facebook. So anyways, guys, kicking it off here tonight in our DSRL 410 Outlaw Series presented by Wicked Energy Gum. We're going to have a great night of racing while we do that and we get ready to go racing. Take a moment, go ahead and go up and head over to wickedenergygum.com. Buy you some packs of that Wicked Energy Gum. I tell you, you won't be disappointed. While you're over there, tell them that KR sent you from the Dirt Racing Network. So on tap for tonight, we're going to have qualifying. It will be single car qualifying effort. And then we will roll into our heat races for the night. So far, we have 4 scheduled heat races. We'll see how that plays out with how many drivers turn in or actually sign in to the session. And then, of course, you can't forget our pole dash to set the first 3 rows of the feature. And then we're going to let it all hang out for tonight's main event here tonight. 35 laps here at Charlotte for our A main. Going to be an outstanding feature event. And I'll tell you what, these heat races are going to be action-packed as well. Coming into tonight, the man who won the most races so far this season, the one who won last Thursday night at the Jason Johnson Memorial, Cameron Merriman. So far, I have not seen him signed in. That is good news for second place in the point standings, John Batista and Tyler Schell, as he is looking to rebound after a difficult race last Thursday night. So guys, everyone stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers wrap up the final minute of qualifying. And Right before we played our national anthem, I mentioned that Cameron Merriman hadn't checked in yet. Good news to all the fans of Cameron Merriman. He has signed in. He is rolling out, getting ready for his qualifying effort. But right now, out on track is the driver of the 100. That is Kenneth Payne. Right now, he's sitting 18th on the speed chart. But for the moment, the man who is trying to take the Balducci Trucking Pole Award, that is none other than Hayden Cardwell, and he is sitting at a 12.664 for his qualifying time as we roll in to 30 seconds left here in this qualifying session. So far, 25 drivers have taken the time. Cameron Merriman, 26th driver, and it looks like that is maybe going to be our field here tonight. 26 drivers trying to make it down to 24. 2 drivers going to go home. I don't know what 2 driver it's going to be, but man, we're going to find out here tonight. So as this Balducci Trucking qualifying session draws to a close, at the top of it will be none other than Hayden Cardwell picking up that award. We are going to have 3 heat races here tonight. 5 drivers from each heat race go straight to the feature. Top 2 from each feature head to the Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. Now it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup as we bring you great racing action here at Charlotte. Your Wiggy and Casey I-55 Lawyers heat race number 1 lineup on road number 1 going to be the 07 of Hayden Cardwell. On his outside in the Fast 4 Media, JST Swindell Speed Lab Esports from Loomis, California, none other than Rusty Kruger. Row number 2 on the inside is going to be the 25 machine of Richie Preston, and on his outside, the Tim Sims Styles BMRS Black Diamond Motorsports driver from Pittsboro, Indiana, Mason Hannigan. Row number 3, Baps Auto Supply Wicked Cushion from the Brent Marks Racing Sim Team, Farmington, Minnesota native. The 15 machine piloted by Michael Sheridan. On his outside, the Casey's General Store from Des Moines, Iowa, none other than Jason Randolph in the 4. Row number 4, Ultimate Dirt TV Black Diamond Motorsports from Ellington, Florida, the 54 of John Batista. On his outside, the KRGS ODSE BK Design Sim SM Sim Sport from Queensland, Australia, it's Brady Baldwin. And row number 5, and the Cognitive Warriors Wicked Energy Gum Team SETI driver from New York, New York, it's Mr. Wicked Cushion himself, the 97 of Matthew Henniger. As the pace truck pulls down to the inside, Hayden Cardwell, fresh off his Balducci Trucking Pole Award, leading this field to the green flag as our first heat race of the night. Goes green flag, and we have a drag race into turn number 1. Cardwell down to the bottom, up on the high side goes Rusty Kruger. Kruger with a good run down the backstretch, but not able to maintain the pace. Now he cuts it down to the inside. The battle for the race lead goes to Rusty Kruger for lap number 1, but Cardwell going to try and return the favor. Cardwell tags the wall a little bit there, slowed him up just a touch. Now Mason Hannigan trying to attack that 9 machine of Cardwell. Hannigan falling back just a little bit, but watch out. Here comes the 15 of Michael Sheridan. Final transfer spot for the moment, going to the 54, John Batista, sitting second place in the point standings for the season. He's trying that high side as Cardwell going to get a little too much wall, and Cardwell falls to 5th place, throws a block on Richie Preston. Both drivers get it sorted out and keep going. Heavy net code. We got one in the fence. Up and over goes Michael Sheridan in the 15. And I believe that was a battle between Mason Hannigan and Michael Sheridan. And unfortunately for Sheridan, he is going to get the short end of the stick here tonight as he heads to the B main. That all happened going into turn 1. From my point of view, it looked like some heavy net code putting Michael Sheridan onto pit road. So as the field forms up behind the pace truck, Rusty Kruger in the 5 machine, your race leader, trying to bring home the first heat race of the night. Right behind him is the little hurricane himself, Mason Hannigan. Then it's John Batista, Hayden Cardwell, and Richie Preston rounding out your top 5. Those 5 drivers trying to transfer straight into the A main. Top 2 drivers do go to the Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. Right now, that is Rusty Kruger and Mason Hannigan. Matthew Henniger, and Brady Baldwin sitting at the tail end of this heat race. Don't count those 2 drivers out just yet. They got something up their sleeve. We'll find out how this all is going to play out. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. Down into pit lane it goes. Rusty Kruger taking over control of this field. He's got everybody nose to tail, single file for this restart. And here we go. Off at turn number 4, Kruger stabs the throttle, and away we go as we come to lap number 6 of 10. We got 5 laps to go. Kruger with a nice hefty lead into turn number 3. Mason Hannigan, though, he is in a 3-wide battle. They all get single file down the front stretch. Hannigan holding on to it. Batista trying to take it away, and Cardwell trying to claw back, lost ground. Down to the inside goes Cardwell, sliding up, almost making contact with Batista. But they all sort it out, and we keep going with 3 laps to go here in the Wege and Casey heat race. Number 1, Cardwell right along the fence, trying to get a run on Batista. Can't make it work. He dives down to the inside. Slide job. Second place for the moment. Loses ground to Hannigan as they came off of turn number 2. Batista able to make it by as well. White flag flying. Final time around. Contact with Batista and Hannigan. Batista saves it. Cardwell holding on to third place for the moment. But off of turn number 4, Rusty Kruger is going to win it. Mason Hannigan finishing second. Those 2 drivers to the Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. Hayden Cardwell, John Batista, Richie Preston directly to the A main. Everyone else going to have to sort out where they start here tonight in RB main. And now as the drivers start to take to the grid for our JIR Motorsports Heat Race number 2, let's bring you tonight's lineup for this heat race. On row number 1, Fairway Mortgage, BS Air, Catch Fence Apparel. From Elbows Up Sim Sports, your Millersburg, Pennsylvania native, the 85 of Tyler Schell. On his outside, the Alkaline 88, Wicked Cushion, Brent Marks Racing Sim Team. From Ontario, Ohio, the 25 of Kevin Click. Row number 2, Border Tire, Wicked Cushion DRN from the Kinzer Racing Sim Team. Franklin, Pennsylvania. You know what? I feel bad for Franklin. But anyways, it's the 5 of Braden Idler. On his outside, Epic Media, Spider Wilkes, American Dirt Motorsports from Dubuque, Iowa, the 24 of Sean Timmerman. Row number 3, Tim Sims, Ultimate Dirt TV, 19 Designs, Black Diamond Motorsports driver from Plymouth, Wisconsin. None other than the 80 of Joshua Steinke. On his outside, in the 91 machine, the world famous, world renowned, the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Row number 4, in the 06, piloted by Ryland Gray. On the inside, on his outside, the DRN Raven Graphics from RPM and Glendale Heights, Illinois, the 114 of Jeff Peterson. And finally, on the last row here tonight is going to be the 010 of Cameron Merriman, your Jason Johnson Memorial Race winner, going to have to work through this field here in our JIR Motorsports Heat Race number 2. Cameron Merriman from Dayton, Ohio. Pace truck out of the way. Green flag is flying. We are green as Tyler Schell in the 85 wastes no time going up to the high side. Kevin Click in second place for the moment, but Braden Eiler down on the inside, trying to slide job, not able to get him just yet, but Eiler right through the middle, through 1 and 2. Joshua Steinke following him, the 24, Sean Timmerman right there as well. 5 cars all running very close to each other. Tyler Schell trying to recover after a disappointing race last week. Now finds himself out in front of our JIR Motorsports Heat Race number 2 and trying to pull away from it. Braden Eiler sitting in second. Kevin Click finding himself in third place. Sean Timmerman fourth. Joshua Steinke in fifth. As Timmerman and Click are going at it. I'm sorry, that is Steinke and Timmerman. Ernie Williams right there in sixth place, watching it all go down. Cameron Merriman has moved up into seventh place, but Merriman going to tag the wall. That's going to cost him some time, and he is desperately in need of a few more laps to try and get to the front of this field, because Tyler Schell has clean air, and he is pulling away from everyone else. Eiler searching high, low, through the middle, trying to figure out where he can gain ground on the race leader for the moment. But Tyler Schell having none of it as we come to 3 laps to go. The battle for third place starting to get hot and heavy. Kevin Click has it. The 80 of Joshua Steinke wants it. Steinke all over the fuel tank of the 25. Click right through the middle, drifts up a little bit high, going to bounce off the cushion on corner exit. Track starting to develop a little bit of a bump down the back stretch, but the white flag flies. Tyler Schell, no worries for the 85 just yet as he comes off turn number 2 cleanly, sails it off into 3 and 4. Final time off of 4. Tyler Schell is going to win the heat race. Braden Eiler in second. Those 2 drivers to the Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. Kevin Click, Joshua Steinke, and Ernie Williams Jr. all making it into the feature. Cameron Merriman, Rylan Gray, Timmerman going to have to find out what they got in tonight's B main as we head to our final heat race of the night. Our third heat race brought to you by Edmund Trophy Company. Our starting lineup is going to look something like this on row number 1. On the inside, the 74 of Adam Elby. On his outside, in the Napa Auto Parts, Wicked Energy Gums, Slick Sim Sports from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the 49 of David Heileman. Row number 2, in the M&M Painting and Construction, Wicked Cushion, Brent Marks Sim Racing Team from York, Pennsylvania. It is the 5 of Jeremy Zarfos. On his outside, from Bismarck, North Dakota, the 47 of Devin Butts. Row number 3, a Black Diamond Motorsports driver in the 90 machine, none other than Trevor Royer. On his outside, in the KPR, Kenneth Payne Racing from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Miss Patricia Payne's favorite driver out here tonight, number 100, Kenny Payne. Row number 4, in the Scott King Designs Team SKD from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the 118 of Scott King. On his outside, in the 24 machine, that is Ryan Martin. And that is going to be our 8-car lineup for Edmund Trophy Company Heat Race number 3. Drivers right now behind the pace car. Adam Elby on the inside of row number 1 with David Heileman on his outside. A stacked heat race here for sure. Only one driver going to be able to win it. 2 drivers going to the Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. Who's it going to be? Pace truck out of the way. Adam Elby keeping them high and tight. Slow pace to the green flag, and Elby picks up the throttle and gets the jump on David Heileman, but Heileman dives right down to the bottom. Going to try and take the lead away off of turn number 2. Not enough just yet, but Heileman tries that inside lane once again. And Elby using that high side momentum, really able to gain all that speed down the straightaway. But Heilemann going to take the race lead as Elby caught the bumps and looks like he caught a little bit of the wall. David Heilemann to the front of this field. Meanwhile, into third place is Jeremy Zarfos with Ryan Martin right behind him, and Adam Elby taking over the race lead for a moment as Heilemann sends it down to the inside. The battle for the race lead, hot and heavy. You don't want to look away from it, but everyone else is battling out there as well. Zarfos holding on to third, Ryan Martin fourth, and the battle for fifth place right now going to Devin Butts, but Trevor Royer trying that inside line as he's going to dive down the inside. Heilemann and Royer are going to make contact, and Butts is going to get involved as well. Heilemann ends up flipping, and the caution flag is going to come out. And that all started with David Heilemann in the 49 getting a rough entry into turn one. I'm going to back this up just a little bit and see if I can't catch exactly what happened here to the 49. Oh, and it started on the front stretch. Adam Elby and David Heilemann got together coming off of turn number 4. And that crash took all the way from the start-finish line to the end of turn number 2. And it looks like the 49 of David Heilemann, damage too extensive to continue in our Edmund Trophy Company heat race number 3. Adam Elby holding on to the race lead. Jeremy Zarfos sitting in second. Third goes to Ryan Martin. Fourth, the 90 of Trevor Royer. And fifth in that final transfer spot is the 100 of Kenny Payne. Lights do go out on the Chevy Silverado. Tim Nichols checking in on Facebook as well. How you doing, Tim? Hope the knee's healing fine. Glad to see you checking in here tonight. So Adam Elby has control of the field, making his way through 3 and 4, and again, bringing everyone down nice and slow. Calm before the storm as Elby picks up the throttle to 74, sends it off into turn number 1. And Adam Elby has the race lead with Jeremy Zarfos up on the high side, trying to chase him down from second place. We got 3 laps to go here in our third heat race of the night. Zarfos solidly into second. Ryan Martin into third. Fourth place going to Kenneth Payne. And Trevor Royer in the final transfer spot in the 90 machine, holding on to that 5th place, but gaining on that 100 machine. As Adam Elby working his way right through the middle of the track. Final time around, Jeremy Zarfos closing the gap on him. Zarfos going up to the high side, trying for a run down the backstretch. Nothing just yet, and again, Elby through the middle, Zarfos through the high side, and at the line, it is going to be Elby. Zarfos in second, those two to the pole dash. Ryan Martin in third, Trevor Royer fourth, and Payne going in up in fifth, transferring straight to the A main. Now, we're going to kick off our B main event. Tonight's B main is being presented by Physical Medicine of Oklahoma. Top 9 drivers in this B main are going to transfer into the A main event. 2 drivers going to go home. Which 2 drivers are going home? Well, we're going to find out in about 12 laps. So let's go through our B main starting lineup. In the Casey's General Store from Des Moines, Iowa, the 4 of Jason Randolph. On his outside, your point leader coming into tonight's race from Dayton, Ohio, that's the 010 of Cameron Merriman. Row number 2, the Scott King Designs, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the 118 of Scott King. On his outside of row number 2, the Cognitive Warriors Wicked Energy Gum Team SETI from New York, New York, the 97 of Matthew Henniger. Row number 3 will be the 06 of Rylan Gray. And on his outside, the Bismarck, North Dakota driver, we call him Devin Butts. Row number 4 in the KRGS ODSE BK Designs from Queensland, Australia, it's Brady Baldwin. On his outside, Epic Media Spider Wilkes from Dubuque, Iowa, the 24 of Sean Timmerman. Row number 5, the 49 of David Heileman in the Napa Auto Parts Wicked Energy Gum Machine. On his outside, the Baps Auto Supply Wicked Cushion from Farmington, Minnesota, Michael Sheridan. And finally, in row number 6, the 114 of Jeff Peterson driving the DRN Raven Graphics from Glendale Heights, Arizona. Got some work to do, but can Jeff Peterson make his way up into the top 9 cars and continue tonight's racing action? Here we go. Pace truck down and away. Randolph in control of the field as the green flag comes out. 12 laps in the B main. Randolph takes the race lead. Cameron Merriman giving chase. Merriman has to check up as Randolph got a little crossed up. They get it sorted, but we got more trouble back behind them. Everyone scatters 4 and 5 wide at the back of the field as Merriman dives down to the inside. He's going to make a pass on Randolph for the race lead. Matthew Henniger sitting in 3rd place, holding on to it, but here comes Sean Timmerman. Timmerman going to motor right on by on the high side as Henniger ran through the bottom. Randolph still working the high side. Timmerman wants nothing of it. He works right through the middle once again, and Timmerman slides into 2nd place. Randolph 3rd, 4th Henniger. 5th place goes to Devin Butts for the moment, but he has got a bunch of cars behind him. That is an angry Hornet's Nest. Scott King in the 118 machine sitting in 6th place. Sheridan holding on to 7th. Brady Baldwin trying to take that away as 2 cars get together in the bottom of 3 and 4. Brady Baldwin and Scott King making contact. Scott King now in the final transfer spot in 9th place. Brady Baldwin and Jeff Peterson got to figure something out quickly as they have just about 6 laps left here in this 12-lap B main. Cameron Merriman trying to check out on the field. He has a 1-second lead over Sean Timmerman. Timmerman in that 24 closing in a little by little each lap, but the caution flag going to come out. And it looks like Scott King on his side. I'm going to check and see what happened here to the 118 machine. Was in the final transfer spot. It looks like heavy contact going into turn number 1. I believe that was Brady Baldwin. Got into the back bumper of Scott King going into turn number 1. So tough break for the 118 of Scott King. As the field stays nice and tight behind the pace truck. Our physical medicine of Oklahoma B main going to have 4 laps to go when the green flag comes out. Cameron Merriman going to lead this field to that green flag. Sean Timmerman holding on to 2nd. Devin Butts in 3rd. Jason Randolph 4th. 5th goes to Michael Sheridan. 6th, the 06 of Rylan Gray. 7th is going to be David Heileman. And we do have 2 drivers off the track. That is Scott King and Matthew Henniger. So everyone who is still out there running is going to make the A main as the green flag flies once again. Cameron Merriman out in front. Sean Timmerman giving chase with Devin Butts hot on the heels of these two cars as they make their way onto the front stretch 3 more times around the Charlotte dirt track. Oh my goodness. Rylan Gray, Michael Sheridan going at it for 4th and 5th place. Sheridan holding on to it for the moment. Rylan Gray following in his tire tracks 2 more times around. Down on that bottom lane, David Heileman up on top, trying to get his way around Brady Baldwin, but we're in the final lap of our physical medicine of Oklahoma B main. Cameron Merriman off of turn number 4. He is going to transfer into the A along with Sean Timmerman, Devin Butts, Michael Sheridan, Brady Baldwin, Rylan Gray, David Heileman, Jason Randolph, and Jeff Peterson. Now, we know who the A-main drivers are. We know who's going to be starting from row 4 on back. But now let's figure out the first 3 rows as we head to the Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. The drivers start to make their way out onto the track. So as they try and line up, we're going to try and bring you the starting lineup for this one. Row number 1 will be the 5 of Rusty Kruger on his outside. Well, maybe that's not row number 1. Maybe. I don't know. The Rusty Kruger, Tyler Schell, row number 1. Row number 2 looks like it is going to be... Well, all right, so now we got it. Adam Elby, Tyler Schell, row number 1. Rusty Kruger, Mason Hannigan, row number 2. Row number 3 will be Braden Eiler and Jeremy Zarfos. There we go. 6 laps, 6 cars. Balducci Trucking Pole Dash going to set the first 3 rows of tonight's A main event field. All stacked up nice and pretty. Sitting there side by side, nose to tail as they work their way off of turn number 4. As we get the green flag flying, and Adam Elby in the 74 gets the early jump, but Rusty Kruger right down to the inside trying to run that bottom lane. Tyler Schell up on the high side. Schell just an inch off the wall, and he's going to get crossed up as Jeremy Zarfos catches a tire. He's going to end up in the infield in trouble. And the caution flag is going to come out. Tyler Schell, heavy damage on his machine. He's already on pit lane. I saw Jeremy Zarfos catch the tire coming off at turn number 4. So Tyler Schell and Braden Eiler are sitting on pit road. Down to 4 cars here in our 6-car, 6-lap dash. Adam Elby, Rusty Kruger, Mason Hannigan, Jeremy Zarfos. Green flag out once again. And Elby with the lead. Hannigan down to the bottom. Jeremy Zarfos trying to follow suit. Elby up to the top. 2 drivers down on the bottom. Kruger, Hannigan. Hannigan going to get into the left rear a little bit of Kruger. They straighten it out. Adam Elby holding on to the race lead for the moment. Again, Hannigan right down to the inside. Kruger kind of through the middle. We got 3 more laps to go, and Hannigan trying desperately to get to the inside of Kruger. Kruger now down to the inside of Elby. Adam Elby trying to run that high line and holds on to it as we got 2 laps to go in our Balducci Trucking Pole Dash. Elby using that high line to his advantage, but Rusty Kruger trying to keep him honest. final time around, can Kruger pick up a Balducci trucking pole dash as Mason Hannigan and Jeremy Zarfos are going to go side to side down the back stretch? Final time through 3 and 4. Kruger gets a little crossed up, and that's enough for Adam Elby to win the Balducci trucking pole dash. Rusty Kruger second. Third goes to Mason Hannigan. And fourth place goes to Jeremy Zarfos. Well, I'm sorry, I got that crossed up. That was Mason Hannigan and Jeremy Zarfos finishing third and fourth. Now, with all of that said, we're going to take a little bit of a break here and get a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our DSRL Wicked Energy Gum Outlaw series. It is time for the main event. 24 drivers are going to take to the grid. We started with 26 here tonight. 2 drivers went home. That doesn't mean that the racing action is going to be diminished any at all. So as the drivers take to the grid, let's bring you tonight's DSRL Wicked Energy Gum Outlaw Series starting lineup, brought to you by Tim Sims. On row number 4 is going to be the 07 of Hayden Cardwell. On his outside, the Alkaline 88 Wicked Cushion Brent Marks Racing Sim Team, Ontario, Ohio. The 25 of Kevin Click. Row number 5 in the 24 machine, Ryan Martin. On his outside, the Ultimate Dirt TV Black Diamond Motorsports driver from Ellington, Florida. It's the 54 of John Batista. Row number 6, Tim Sims, Ultimate Dirt TV 19 Designs Black Diamond Motorsports from Plymouth, Wisconsin. It's the 80 of Joshua Steinke. On his outside, Black Diamond Motorsports number 90 of Trevor Royer. Row number 7 will be the 25 of Richie Preston. And on his outside, the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. Row number 8, the KPR driver from Albuquerque, New Mexico. The 100 machine driven by Kenneth Payne. On his outside, the 010 Dayton, Ohio native, Cameron Merriman. Row number 9, Epic Media, Spotter Wilkes, American Dirt Motorsports from Dubuque, Iowa, the 24 of Sean Timmerman. On his outside, Bismarck, North Dakota, the 47 of Devin Butts. Row number 10 in the Baps Auto Supply, Wicked Cushion Brent Marks Racing Sim Team from Farmington, Minnesota. It's the 15 of Michael Sheridan. On his outside, the 06 of Ryland Gray. Row number 11, KRGS ODSE BK Designs SM Sim Sport from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. It's Brady Baldwin. On his outside, the Napa Auto Parts Wicked Energy Gum Slick Sim Sports Milwaukee, Wisconsin native, the 49 of David Heileman. And finally, row number 12, Casey General Store, Des Moines, Iowa. It's the 4 of Jason Randolph with the DRN Raven Graphics Glendale Heights, Illinois native, Jeff Peterson. On his outside, as the drivers form up heading into turn number 3, the 4 wide salute to the fans. Everyone loves to see those 410 Outlaw sprint cars 4 wide as they make their way onto the front stretch. Stand up and cheer, give a salute, pick your favorite driver, let us know who you want to win here tonight as they give you the greatest sight in all of racing, that famous 4 wide salute. As the field breaks up, everyone stacks them up 2 by 2. Your first 3 rows in the 74 machine, that's going to be Adam Elby. On his outside, the 5 of Rusty Kruger. On his inside is the 5 of Jeremy Zarfos. On the outside of row number 2, that's the 1 of Mason Hannigan. On the inside of row number 3, the 5 of Braden Eiler. On his outside, the 85 of Tyler Schell. That is our A main starting lineup. Complete. Done. Now it's time to go racing. Adam Elby in the 74 machine, bringing them down slowly. And now it's time to get wild as the green flag flies once again. Here we go. 35 laps in tonight's A main event. Adam Elby has the lead. Rusty Kruger trying to take it away from him. Kruger right through the middle, but he is going to have some business down on his inside. Is the 5 of Jeremy Zarfos, but Zarfos going to have to deal with Braden Eiler as those 2 drivers trying to run right along the tires through 3 and 4. Adam Elby continues to lead this field. Rusty Kruger in his tire tracks. Check in on a few drivers who are trying to make some noise here very early. The 010 of Cameron Merriman, your points leader coming into tonight's race. He is in the middle of a hornet's nest there. 3 and 4 wide. Merriman trying to pick his way carefully. Same with the 80 of Joshua Steinke and the 91 of Ernie Williams. But nobody told Williams not to make contact as he is going to spin down to the infield with the 80 of Joshua Steinke. We stay green. Both drivers get back out on the track. And man, that was some great heads-up driving by the 80 and 91 to keep their cars rolling. But Adam Elby now has to deal with the 85 of Tyler Schell. Slide job for the race lead. Tyler Schell trying to take it away. Now he's going to get a run on the high side. And Tyler Schell has the lead for the moment. Now give it to Rusty Kruger. Kruger has the lead coming off of turn number 4. Here comes Schell. Here comes Cardwell. It's a 4-car fight for the lead at the front of the field. Tyler Schell now trying to cement that lead just a little bit as he's got the run. He's got the momentum. Kruger still down on the bottom. Adam Elby trying to figure out where to go. Hayden Cardwell going to join in on this fight. 3 cars off of turn number 4. But Cardwell had a huge run that time off of turn number 2. Can he do it once again? Looks like he's going to bounce the front end. And Tyler Schell continuing to lead as our top 4 start to get single file. Everyone trying that high line. And as I say that, Mason Hannigan in the 1 machine kind of diamond it down to get a low exit. Mason Hannigan finding himself in 6th place. Tyler Schell, your race leader, with Kruger in 2nd, Elby 3rd, Cardwell 4th, and Braden Eiler in 5th place. As the battle for the race lead kind of cools off just a little bit, Cameron Merriman and Trevor Royer are going at it. As Royer caught a tire. Trevor Royer going to go up and over. And Trevor Royer going to bring out our first caution here in the A main. And that happened as Cameron Merriman and Trevor Royer were battling. Royer went down to the inside, Merriman to the high side. Plenty of room between the 2 drivers, and it looked like Royer just got a hold of something going into the corner that he was not ready for, and it shot him straight into the infield tractor tire. He ate a little bit too much of that tire, bounced his way up to the track, up against the wall. A couple other drivers did make contact with Royer. We'll see who is going to end up with some damage there. That is going to give us 3 cars out of this race. Jeff Peterson, Brady Baldwin, and now Trevor Royer, all sitting on pit lane. And Miss Patricia, just so you know, your driver Mr. Kenneth Payne finding himself fired a little deep in this field. Got some work to do, but he is still out there, still rolling around as the lights go off on the Chevy Silverado. We get ready to go green flag racing once again as Tyler Schell picks up the throttle, and away we go down into turn number 1. Kruger gonna try that inside lane once again. Tyler Schell working that wheel hard on the high side. Now Schell gonna try a little bit of that bottom life himself, and it looked like it worked good for him through 3 and 4. Goes to the high side in 1 and 2. Dirt track driver never stops searching, and Tyler Schell trying to figure out where he wants to run on this track to hold on to the race lead. This restart going to work well for Cameron Merriman as he is really closing in now. He's going to get 2 cars, 1 corner. Merriman going to get by Mason Hannigan and Braden Eiler, but Eiler going to give a slide job as Merriman now tries to pull it down to the inside. Cardwell going to go up to the top as Cameron Merriman right through the middle, finding himself inside the top 5 for the moment. Tyler Schell, your race leader. Rusty Kruger holding on to second place. Adam Elby goes to the top side. Kruger right through the middle. Cardwell and Eiler are going to get together. Cameron Merriman going to try and squeeze through. Heavy contact as Cardwell is going to get into the back bumper of Cameron Merriman. The caution flag is going to come out. And that was a wild chain of events down the back stretch and into turn number 3. 4 cars battling for second place. And Cardwell drives right into the 010 of Merriman. David Heileman got a piece of it as well. Man, oh man. I'll tell you what, this main event has been action-packed throughout this entire field. Your Wicked Energy Gone 410 Outlaw Series never disappoints. So now, we're going to figure out how this is going to shape up. We're just a little over halfway through this race. Lights are out on the Chevy Silverado. Down and away it goes. Tyler Schell in control of the field. Rusty Kruger second. Adam Elby sitting in third. And here we go. Green flag is out once again. Schell gets a good jump, but Kruger staying committed to that bottom lane. Holding on to second place. Adam Elby trying for a run on that high side. Nothing there just yet. And now Tyler Schell gets a good run off the bottom of 4. Tyler Schell working that high lane through 1 and 2. Kruger going to lose a spot to Adam Elby as Elby starting to use that cushion to his advantage. Starting to show some speed on the high side. Kruger going to maybe lose another spot to Hayden Cardwell, as Cardwell doesn't have a front wing, and he is still able to maintain good pace out there. Braden Eiler in the 5 right now, finding himself in 5th place. David Heileman in 6th. Mason Hannigan holding on to 7th. Sean Timmerman in 8th place. Then it's Jeremy Zarfos in 9th, and rounding out your top 10. Came into tonight 2nd place in the point standings, trying to gain some ground on Cameron Merriman. That is the 54, John Batista, as he holds on to 10th. But the yellow flag going to come out once again. And it looks like maybe Kevin Click getting involved into this one. And Kevin Click in trouble here. Not sure what happened to Kevin Click. Gonna check this out real quick. Kevin Click and Ernie Williams gonna get together going into turn 1. That's enough to send Kevin Click around. Jason Randolph, good heads up move by Randolph. yanked that wheel hard to the right and was able to avoid the 25 machine. But we are under caution once again. And Tyler Schell continues to lead. So Tyler Schell, your race leader. Second place goes to Adam Elby. Hayden Cardwell sitting in third. Rusty Kruger fourth. Braden Eiler going to round out your top five. As we're creeping up on 10 laps to go. Got about 13 laps left in this race. 12 when the green flag flies. Silverado out of the way. Tyler Schell going to pick up the throttle once again. An accordion effect. Everyone trying to check up there a little bit. A little bit of trickery by the 85 of Tyler Schell, but everyone able to hold on to it as we got a three-way fight. Jeremy Zarfos, Mason Hannigan, David Heileman, three wide off of turn number 4. Throw in Braden Eiler is there, as well as Hayden Cardwell trying to do a slide job for the race lead. Tyler Schell having none of it. And they continue to fight for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh place. That is an angry nest of cars back here battling for that fifth spot and around that fifth place. But Tyler Schell leading, Hayden Cardwell trying to reel him in. Now Mason Hannigan gets a little crossed up going into turn number 1. Tyler Schell right on the bottom through 3 and 4. Trying to find any little bit of grip he can, keeping the right rear tire in the moisture, and now he has found something. He has opened up a huge lead over Jeremy Zarfos in the 5 machine. Zarfos running that same line as well, where they are just trying to cruise right along the bottom and staying out of that slick stuff. Hayden Cardwell sitting in third place. Rusty Kruger now following suit. John Batista in the 54 coming from 10th place. Now he is trying to make it into the top 5. But Tyler Schell running that bottom lane to perfection, as we are going to have 5 laps to go. Hayden Cardwell still staying committed to that high side. Zarfos trying to bring home his best finish of the year. Right now in third place, Rusty Kruger, Adam Elby going to battle with him on the outside. Hayden Cardwell into second, but the caution flag is going to come out. And Miss Patricia is not going to like that. The 100 machine sitting on pit road. Kenneth Payne going to find trouble here as he heads into turns 3 and 4. And he is going to catch that infield tractor tire hardcore. So that will put Payne on the pit lane and out of the race. So close to the end of it, but not quite good enough here tonight to see it to the end. Sam Price checking in on Facebook. Glad to see you here tonight, Sam. Thanks for stopping by, saying hello. Jessica Coggins cheering on Cameron Merriman. And a couple other drivers. Ryan Martin right now finding himself, well, kind of mid-pack. Got a lot of work to do for Ryan Martin, but driver capable of bringing it home in a good position here tonight. Cameron Merriman has had his ups and downs here tonight as well. Got a lot of work to do also. The pace car, pace truck, pulls out of the way. Tyler Shell in control of the field. And Tyler Shell going to stab the throttle as we go green flag racing once again. 3 more laps here tonight. And Shell right to the bottom. Cardwell up on the high side. Hayden Cardwell wheeling that thing without a front wing. Doing all he can to run an inch off the wall 2 more times around. Tyler Shell has found something down on the bottom. Now begins to open up a gap. None too soon, as this time he is going to see the white flag come out. Final time around. Here we go. Tyler Shell with the race lead. Hayden Cardwell up on the high side trying to knock that wall down and win this thing. Adam Elby slides into third place, but Jeremy Zarfos right on the bottom trying to take it away, and Tyler Shell is going to win it with Hayden Cardwell in second. Adam Elby brings it home in third place. Braden Eiler, fourth, and rounding out your top 5 will be Jeremy Zarfos as the field shuts it down for the night. Our DSRL Wicked Energy Gum 410 Outlaw Series victory goes to Tyler Shell. Hayden Cardwell in second. Third place goes to Adam Elby. Those 3 drivers line them up on the front stretch for a beautiful photo op. They are looking nice and pretty. That 9 machine, don't know how it finished in second place, but it made it work here tonight. So as we move on to our post-race show, we're going to wait for just a moment as these drivers take off their helmet, take off their fire suits, whatever they need to take off to join us here in the booth and give us a rundown of the race here tonight. And so we're going to kick this off with the driver of the 74 machine. That is none other than Adam Elby. Adam had a solid run here tonight, finishing out front in everything you did and brought it home in third place. Tell us a little bit about your race here tonight at the dirt track at Charlotte.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised we held on to third place. Made a lot of mistakes, hit the wall a handful of times trying to figure out the top. It was pretty tricky up there. But fell all the way back to 5th or 6th at one point and was able to kind of work our way back up to 3rd. So, we'll take a podium any way we can get it.
Well, Adam, it looked like that track really got slick here at Charlotte. We know that's going to happen, and it looked like drivers were trying high, low, middle, anywhere they can, and you were one of those guys that continued to search. What ended up working for you that helped propel you into third place?
Definitely wasn't set up for the top. I can tell you that right now. It's just super hard to run up there with the setup we got going on. It's way too bouncy. It just gets tight and throws the front end all over the place. So it seemed like whenever I could run the middle was the best. Kind of did that in the dash, and then beginning of the race, middle of the race, top came in, and then at the end of the race there, it felt like the middle of 1 and 2 and the top of 3 and 4 worked out really well. And like I said, we're able to get back up into third there. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, solid finish out there. Great racing effort for you and your team here tonight. Who do you got to thank for this effort?
I think my guys over at Swindell Speed Labs, James Eden's on the wrenches, getting me dialed in here. Then I got to thank all our sponsors, K1, Race Gear, Bell Helmets, Racing Electronics, and then I got to thank you guys for putting this on, and Roger for all the work he does, giving us plenty of races to do throughout the week.
All right, that is your third place finisher. Final step on the podium, driver of the 74 machine, Adam Elby. Now we move on to our second place finisher, and that is the number 9 machine of Hayden Cardwell. And Hayden, you brought it home in second place, but it looks like you're missing a bit of equipment.
Oh, for sure, but I wasn't for sure what happened in that wreck. All I know is I popped Cam when he was sideways, and the wing just decapitated right off. Front end was bent, right rear was bent, everything was bent on the car. It seemed like, but it didn't. It obviously slowed us down, but it didn't slow me down too much. I got up on the wheel there, and I thought we would have had some for Shell there at the end. I hated it for LB. LB threw a pretty nice slider on him, and he kind of got doored coming out forward there. I hate to say that for LB, he's a clean racer, but congrats to Shell on the win, and it was fun.
Well, this track looked like a whole lot of fun, and it looked like a driver's track where everyone had to search and, kind of get those elbows up and drive with a delicate, touch to the car. What'd you find worked best for you?
Early on in the race, when I had that nose wing on, my car felt great. I was really like quarter throttle up there behind this guy, just trying to ride. Really, I really wasn't trying to make any passes, and I could go to the bottom there early on to make some passes. But whenever I lost that nose wing, it's like I was married to the top, and I couldn't do anything.
Well, man, a solid finish here tonight, bringing it home in second place. Tell us who helped get you out on the track here tonight.
Oh yeah, all the guys at Slick Sim Sport for all they do. Jason Webb Racing, Vanderbilt Race Cars, Joel Berkeley down on the graphics for the Sick Car, Roger and Mike and Jeff, all they do, and you for the broadcast as well. Everybody that makes this deal great, and congrats to my buddy LB on the strong third. Probably should have won there, but he had some tough luck. Thank you.
All right, that is Hayden Cardwell bringing it home in second place here tonight. But now we move on to our final interview of the night. The man who is going to walk away with the win here tonight, that is none other than the 85 of Tyler Shell. And Tyler, what a rebound after a difficult race last week. Here you come and win this one here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I was just looking for a good points tonight since I wasn't able to be here last week, but definitely good points there for sure.
Well, that 85 machine got out in front, and other than a few haymakers by your fellow competitors, you seem like you had this thing figured out. That 85 machine led the most laps here tonight. What was it like for you out there?
It was pretty good. Sorry to Adam for I kind of hit one of them bumps wrong, and the car just went into his, and it just stayed with his, and I didn't know what to do. Sucks for that to happen, but other than that, it's pretty calm. Just keep clicking off laps. That's about it.
Well, you do gain some ground after a rough race last week. Got to feel good with this win as we draw this season to a close. How do you feel about your championship hopes?
Not so hot probably because I'm gonna have to miss another week here in 2 weeks. So just looking for good points nights each night. Probably won't get Merriman unless Merriman has a couple more bad nights, but for sure just look for nice top fives, nice top tens for the rest of the season and see where that puts us. But I don't think we have that good of a shot.
All right, Tyler. Well, you won the race here tonight. We know everyone has to have some help to make that happen. Who do you need to thank?
Thank you guys for putting this on. You for broadcast, and Roger and Mike for adminning, and Roger for putting all the time he does into this league. It's top tier, and it's a lot of fun to race when I can. And then I was up Sim Sport and our sponsors, Anderson Speedway, Motorsports Beat, Jessup Logistics, Paints by a Tuna Can, Hergot Real Estate Group, PSA, Overall Photographs, Country Fence Apparel, Roof Co., and Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation.
All right, Tyler. Well, man, thanks for sticking around. And once again, congratulations on your race win here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that is that. And what a race it was here at Charlotte. Man, oh man, the action was from the beginning to the end. Never a dull moment here in this DSRL Wicked Energy Gum Outlaw series. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. If you got a time to, make sure you head over to wickedenergy.com, wickedenergygum.com. Tell them KR sent you when you buy you some nice gum that gives you a nice boost of energy. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And as always, special shout out and thank you to Mike Peterson, who helped put this on here tonight. All I did was just talk about racing. Mike had to do all the hard work. So guys, make sure you give him all your love as well. So for myself and the rest of the crew here at DSRL and all the drivers, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next week.